All right, welcome. Today we're going to pull back the curtain on a really key metric for any investor out there, the dividend yield. It might seem like a simple little number, but wow, it packs a punch. It can tell you so much about a company's health and, more importantly, your potential earnings. So let's dive in. I mean, that's really the magic of it, right? It's not just about buying a stock and crossing your fingers, hoping the price goes up. We're talking about getting paid actual cash directly into your account just for owning a piece of the company. This is the income side of investing, and believe me, it can be a total game changer. Okay, so first things first, we've got to build our foundation. In this first part, we're going to define what dividend yield actually is, and then we'll look at the super simple math that powers the whole thing. The easiest way to think about it is that it answers a really basic question. For every 100 rupees I put into this stock, how many rupees in cash am I going to get back this year? It's basically a snapshot of your income return on that investment. And the formula? It's really, really simple. Don't worry, you don't need to be a math whiz for this one. You just take what the company pays out in dividends for one share over a year, and you divide that by whatever the stock is trading for right now. It's that simple comparison, what they pay versus what it costs. Okay, let's put some real numbers to this to make it stick. So let's say a stock is trading at 200 rupees a share. And over the course of a year, the company pays out 10 rupees in dividends for that same share. You do the quick math, 10 divided by 200, and what do you get? A dividend yield of 5%. Now this is where it really clicks and gets powerful. That 5% isn't just a random number. It means that for every 100 rupees you invest in that stock, you can expect to see 5 rupees come back to you in cold, hard cash every single year. That's predictable income, and that's a big deal. Okay, so we've got the basics down, but let's go a little deeper, because a dividend yield isn't just a number on a screen. It's actually telling you a story. It gives you clues about a company's age, its financial health, and even its overall strategy. So on this slide, you can see a classic tale of two companies. On the left, you've got your mature, established companies. Think of them like the steady, reliable giants. They've been around, they make consistent profits, and instead of hoarding it all, they distribute a chunk of it back to their shareholders. That's you. Then on the right, you've got your growth companies. These are the scrappy, ambitious ones. They take every rupee of profit and plow it right back into the business to expand, to innovate, to get bigger, faster. One is all about income for you today, and the other is all about growth for tomorrow. And the story doesn't stop there. That yield also tells you a lot about a company's financial stability. A company that can consistently pay a dividend year after year is basically telling you, hey, our profits are stable, our business is predictable. It's a sign of reliability. And it also gives you a peek into the minds of the management team. It shows they have a philosophy of rewarding the people who own the company, the shareholders. All right, here's something absolutely crucial to remember. The dividend yield is not set in stone. It's a living, breathing number that's always in motion. And understanding why it changes is one of the most important parts of this whole thing. So what makes it move? Well, it really boils down to two main forces. First, the company itself can decide to pay more or less in dividends. That's a decision they make. But the second thing, and this happens way more often, is that the market, that's all of us buying and selling, changes the stock's price. And because the price is the bottom part of our little formula, any change there is going to change the yield. Okay, let's run through a quick scenario to see how this works. Let's go back to our company that pays a 10 rupee dividend. Now imagine the stock price takes a hit. It falls from 200 rupees all the way down to 100. Well, what happens to the yield? The dividend is the same, 10 rupees, but the price is now half. The yield actually doubles to 10%. Now, this is where you have to be a detective. This could mean the stock is an absolute bargain, that the market is just being too negative. Or it could be a huge red flag, a warning sign that the company is in real trouble and might have to cut that dividend soon. Okay, now let's flip that scenario completely on its head. The 10 rupee dividend is still locked in, but this time investors are super optimistic. Everyone wants a piece of this company, and the stock price skyrockets from 200 all the way up to 400 rupees. So what happens now? The yield gets cut in half, dropping to just 2.5%. Now, at first glance, less income might seem like a bad thing, right? But very often, it's actually a sign of strength. It tells you that investors are so bullish on the company's future growth that they're willing to pay a premium for its shares, even if the immediate cash payout is lower. Okay, now we need to talk about something really important, a potential trap that many investors fall into. High yields can look incredibly tempting, But a smart investor always approaches them with a healthy dose of skepticism. And this quote really says it all. I want you to burn this into your brain. A high dividend yield is not a safety indicator. In fact, sometimes it's the exact opposite. So if you see a yield that looks way too good to be true, you need to be on high alert. It's often a massive red flag. Why? Because that super high yield is usually caused by one thing. The stock price has recently collapsed, and that can signal deep financial trouble. It might mean the company is paying out way more cash than it can actually afford, and that a painful dividend cut is right around the corner. This is what we call a yield trap, and you want to avoid it at all costs. So, with all these warnings, how should you actually use dividend yield? The key, and this is the main takeaway, is to see it as just one piece of a much bigger puzzle. So your total return, the actual money you make from an investment, comes from two different places. The first slice of the pie is that dividend income, the cash we've been talking all about. But the other equally important slice is capital appreciation. That's just a fancy way of saying the stock's price itself goes up. A truly successful investment has to be judged on both of these things together, not just one in isolation. So here's the bottom line. Please never, ever look at dividend yield in a vacuum. It's a fantastic starting point, a great clue, but that's all it is. You have to use it to ask more questions. Then you dig into the company's real health. You look at its earnings, its debt levels, its cash flow. That's where the real story is. And really, that is the true power of understanding what dividend yield is all about. It gives you the tool you need to ask yourself the most fundamental question of all. What am I actually trying to do here? Is my portfolio built for steady income? Am I shooting for massive growth? Or do I want a healthy balance of both? Because once you know how to read the signals a yield is sending, you can start making much smarter decisions and build a portfolio that truly aligns with your personal financial goals. You know, in investing, some numbers just seem a little too good to be true, right? Well, today, we're digging into one of the biggest ones, the dividend yield. It's a critical piece of the puzzle, for sure, but what is it really telling you about a company? So imagine you're scrolling through stocks and you see one with a massive 10% dividend yield. Your first thought is probably, cha-ching, gold mine. But what if it's actually a giant red flag, a warning sign in disguise? Well, that's the big question we're going to get to the bottom of today. I mean, on the surface, the high yield looks like a no-brainer. But in the world of investing, what looks like a money-making machine might actually be a sign that the whole thing is falling apart. And that tiny, unimpressive yield, well, that could be from a company that's pouring all its cash back into growing into a giant. We've got to look deeper. So to really get why, we first have to see past the number itself. We've got to get beyond what I like to call the dividend yield illusion. Because that shiny percentage you see, that's really just the very beginning of the story. Okay, so what is it exactly? Well, on paper, it's pretty simple. The dividend yield is just the annual dividend a company pays out for each share, divided by the stock's current price. But here's the absolute most crucial part to remember. It is just a snapshot in time. It is not, and I repeat, not a fixed promise for the future. So what actually makes that number move around so much? Well, it all comes down to this constant tug of war, this balancing act between two key things, the stock's price and the company's dividend payout. All right, picture a seesaw. It's the perfect way to think about this. Let's say a company's dividend payment is staying exactly the same. Now, if that company's doing really well, investors get excited and the stock price starts to climb. So as one side of the seesaw, the price, goes up, the other side, the yield percentage, has to come down. But here's the flip side, and this is where that potential trap can spring. The seesaw works in reverse too. If investors start to worry and the stock price tumbles, that very same dividend payment now looks like a much bigger piece of a smaller pie. So the yield shoots up, not because the company is doing better, but because its stock is worth a whole lot less. Let's put some numbers to this to make it super clear. Let's say you have a stock trading at 200 rupees and it pays a 10 rupee dividend. Simple math, that's a 5% yield. But then, the market gets spooked and the price drops to 150. Well, that same 10 rupee dividend now gives you a 6.67% yield. It looks way more attractive, but the real question you have to ask is, why did the stock price just tank by 25%? Now, of course, it's not just about the stock price. The company itself can change the dividend. A dividend increase, that's usually a fantastic sign of confidence and strength. But a dividend cut, that, my friends, is often a huge warning sign that the company is in some kind of trouble. Oh, and watch out for special dividends. Those are one-off payments that can create a temporary spike and make the yield look much higher than it really is long term. But wait, there's more. A company and its stock don't just exist on an island. There are these huge, powerful forces in the wider economy that are constantly pushing and pulling on these yields. There are some really big external forces at play here. First step, interest rates. I mean, if you can get a really good, safe return from a government bond, a risky dividend stock starts to look a lot less attractive, right? Then there's just general market sentiment. Are investors feeling cautious and looking for steady income, or are they chasing high risk, high growth stocks? And finally, the economy itself. Economic expansions are great for dividends, but recessions, they can put those payouts under serious threat. Okay, so now that we've got all that context, we can finally start to play detective. We can start to decode what these different yield levels are actually trying to tell us. And this right here is maybe the most important lesson. Context is everything. You just can't compare a boring old utility company to a hot new tech startup. Utilities are stable, they have predictable cash flow, so they tend to pay high dividends. Tech companies? They're pouring every penny back into research to grow like crazy, so their yields are often low or even zero. And then you have special cases like REITs, which are literally structured to have high payouts. So a good yield is always relative to its industry. So a good rule of thumb is to think of yields in a few different buckets. A really low yield, say under 2%, that might be telling you this is a growth story. The middle ground, maybe 3 to 6%, could suggest a stable, mature, reliable business. But when you see a yield starting to climb past 10%, that's when you have to stop and ask the big question. Is this an incredible opportunity, or is this a massive warning signal? All right, that's a lot of theory. So how do you actually use all this stuff? Let's build a quick and easy toolkit so you can analyze any dividend yield you come across. First things first, you gotta know which type of yield you're even looking at. There's the trailing yield, which looks backward. It's based on dividends that were actually paid over the last year. It's a fact, which is great, but it could be old news. Then you have the forward yield, which is an analyst's best guess about dividends in the future. It's forward-looking, but you have to remember, it's just a forecast. It's not a guarantee. And here it is, the big takeaway, the absolute golden rule. Never look at a dividend yield by itself. Ever. Instead, use this simple 3-point check. First, compare it to bonds. Are you being paid enough for the extra risk you're taking? Second, compare it to its peers. Is this yield way out of line with others in the same industry? And third, compare it to its own history. Is this yield normal for this company, or has something changed dramatically? So it's pretty clear a dividend yield is so much more than just a number on a screen. It's a story. It's a story about a company's health, its place in the market, and its prospects for the future. So the next time you see one, don't just see a percentage. Ask yourself, what story is this yield trying to tell me?
All right, let's talk about a number you see everywhere in investing, the dividend yield. What does it actually mean? Well, stick with me for the next few minutes, and I promise you'll walk away a much smarter, more confident dividend investor. Let's get right into it.
So here's the big question that trips everyone up. You're scrolling through stocks and you see one with a massive 10% yield. Your first thought might be, wow, jackpot, I've got to buy this. But is it really a gold mine, or is it a giant red flag, a minefield waiting to blow up your portfolio? That's exactly what we're going to figure out.
To get to the bottom of this, we have to learn to look beyond that big, flashy percentage, because that number, by itself, doesn't tell you the whole story. It's kind of like reading just the headline of a news article. We need to dig a little deeper to find out what's really going on.
So, first things first, what even is it? Super simple. The dividend yield just tells you how much cash you're getting back for every dollar you invest on an annual basis. You can think of it like the interest rate on a savings account, but for a stock. It's a snapshot of your potential income.
And this is where it gets interesting, because a high yield can mean two totally opposite things. On the one hand, yeah, it could be an amazing opportunity. Maybe the market has unfairly beaten down the price of a really solid company. But on the other hand, remember that formula? Yield goes up when the stock price goes down. So a super high yield can also be a massive warning sign that the company is in trouble, and that juicy dividend could get cut any day.
So how in the world do we tell the difference? How do we know if it's a good deal or a trap? Well, you need the right tools. It's time to pop the hood and check the engine to see if this thing is actually running well.
I love this analogy because it's perfect. Investing based only on dividend yield is exactly like driving a car and only looking at the speedometer. Sure, you know how fast you're going, but you have no clue if you're about to run out of gas or if the engine is about to catch fire. You got to check the other gauges on the dashboard.
Okay, so here's our first and maybe most important gauge, the payout ratio. This little number tells you exactly what percentage of a company's profits it's paying out to you in dividends. It's the ultimate reality check. Is the company actually earning enough money to support the dividend it's promising?
And there's a trade-off here, right? A high payout ratio means more cash in your pocket today, which feels great. But it also means the company has zero wiggle room. If profits take a hit, that dividend is probably the first thing to get cut. A lower payout, on the other hand, means the dividend is much safer and the company is keeping more cash to reinvest for future growth.
Now, the next tool we're grabbing is dividend growth. This isn't just about what the company is paying you today. It's about what it's likely to pay you tomorrow and the year after that. A company that consistently raises its dividends sends a really powerful message. It's basically telling investors, hey, we're healthy, we're confident, and we're committed to you.
So let's boil this down to a simple 3-step health check you can use on any dividend stock. Step 1, check that payout ratio. Is the dividend actually affordable? Step 2, look at the dividend growth. Is my income stream likely to get bigger over time? And step 3, this one's crucial, check the free cash flow. Because at the end of the day, dividends are paid with cold, hard cash, not some accounting number.
Okay, so once you have these tools in your belt, you can start to build a strategy that actually makes sense for you and your own financial goals. Because not everyone uses dividend yield in the same way. Let's see how.
See, it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all game. If your main goal is getting cash in your pocket right now, you might be an income investor, looking for those high, stable yields. But if you're playing the long game, you might be a dividend growth investor, perfectly happy with a lower yield today as long as it's growing fast. And then you have value investors, who see a temporarily high yield as a flashing neon sign that a great company might be on sale. Which one of those sounds more like you?
All right, let's talk about something incredibly important: how to avoid the biggest mistakes. There's this thing called a yield trap, and it looks amazing on the surface, but it can absolutely wreck your investment. Let's learn how to spot these things from a mile away.
So please, let's just burn this into our brains. Say it with me. High yield does not equal safety. In fact, more often than not, an unusually high yield is a signal of unusually high risk. You should never ever assume a high yield is safe until you've done your homework.
And that's because context is everything. Look at this, a 4.5% yield for a slow and steady utility company. That could be totally normal, totally safe. But a 4.5% yield for a fast-growing tech company where the average yield is way down here, that could be a 5-alarm fire. You got to compare apples to apples. So here's your red flag checklist. If you see a sudden huge spike in the yield, it almost always means the stock price just crashed. That's red flag number 1. A payout ratio getting close to 100%, big red flag. A shaky history of paying the dividend, or worse, cutting it, red flag. Weak cash flow, tons of debt, you get the picture. These are the signs that you might be walking straight into a trap.
Whew, okay. We have covered a ton of ground. We've figured out what yield is, we've got our new toolkit, and we know what dangers to look out for. Now, let's put it all together into a clear, simple framework. I want you to think about it like a set of simple equations. You take the yield and add the payout ratio to check for safety. You take the yield and add dividend growth to see your future income potential. And, so important, you always have to look at the yield plus the potential for the stock price itself to go up, because that's what gives you your total return. If you take only one single thing away from this explainer today, please let it be this. The dividend yield is just the start of your research. It is never ever the finish line. A high yield isn't the reason to buy a stock. It's the reason to start asking more questions.
So there you have it. You now have the toolkit to see beyond just a simple number and understand the real story behind a stock's dividend. You can tell the difference between a quality company and a dangerous yield trap. The only question left is, what are you going to build with it? Thanks for tuning in.